Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Man, keep Thurman. I'm promoting this fight better than PBC is, because it ain't nothing else to talk about. But Keith Thurman had a few sound clips on this fight, man. Some things that, probably need to be talked about. I told y'all I seen some of the press conference. I was going to kind of give my reactions. I'm going to watch what Barrios say, give my reaction to what Barrios say. But had to shoot a move this morning. Got me a cappuccino this morning, bro. I was tired last night on that live. They had to carry me on that live last night. I was tired. I've been up since. I've been up all day. No sleep. So, I had to get up this morning and shoot moves, but finish this off real quick. They want Sweetwater coffee and tea. Nova fire. Breakfast Club in Nova fire. If I do stay in Michigan, this is where I'm moving to. This is where I'm moving to. Give me one of them $500,000 homes. It's worth it. Michigan, in Metro Detroit, it's worth a $500,000 townhouse, something like that. It's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. It ain't like California. A $500,000 home is like here. It's like just looking at the home. It's like a $2.5 million home out there in motherfucking California, in LA. But yeah, basically Keith said he's still a champion. He also said that Barrios want 10-ounce gloves, and they gonna get 10-ounce gloves unless he can change Barrios' mind. He also talked about him trying to buy a Crawford pay-per-view and saying he didn't know how to buy it on the ESPN Plus app. He also said that, I'm gonna start with the clarification point about the reporter. He also said nobody knows Crawford outside of Omaha, quoted Bob Arum, saying nobody know him. Like I said before, PBC ain't promoting their fighters no better. I'm still waiting on people to challenge me on that. What is PBC doing? I remember not too long ago they still was running radio ads. Not too long ago they still was running radio ads. I bull crap you not. But check out the Boxing News and Welterweight playlist, right? But the reporter kind of, when you ask the questions and when you there, you got a group of reporters there, it's hard to clarify your point, right? So the reporter said, he basically said what Crawford said on the Porterway podcast after they fought. He said that why Keith Thurman need 8 months to get ready for me, we could do it next, right? So the reporter said that. So Keith Thurman, he didn't get the reporter, because they talking all over each other. The reporter didn't get to clarify the time frame. So he went in and saying, well, Bob Arum sent me a bad contract. There was a verbal agreement. I asked for it in writing. They didn't give it to me in writing. But he was taught, well, the clarification point was this, the reporter couldn't make. Because they rushing you and all that. You got 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So the clarification point was this. He said that after he got out his contract with Bob Arum. He said that after he fought Sean Porter and he satisfied his contract with Bob Arum. Even before the lawsuit, he said, yeah, we could do it next. So Keith Thurman didn't get that clarification point. So he went and saying how Bob didn't do this, didn't do that, about the contract. Sean got a contract. So the reporter, you don't have time unless you get a one-on-one to make those clarification points. So I know what the reporter was going through. I feel him. So Keith just, went in rumbling and then, said nobody in Omaha, nobody but people in Omaha know Terence Crawford. But Crawford, like Andre Ward said, shout out to SOG, shout out to the OG Andre Ward. I seen how you gave me that nasty look in Vegas over that Fred stuff. Like I said before, man, that was a mistake. Damn, my bad, bro. You want to punch me in the face? Go ahead, nigga. I'm getting paid from the Hard Rock and you. I will sue you. But yeah, I like Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? I always want to see him on my boy Darrell fight. I was riding with the Michigan zone, Andre Darrell, but that didn't happen. And I was at the Darrell fight when he fought Arthur Abraham. So, I would support the Michigan fight. Shout out to Carissa Shields fighting this weekend on the Eubanks and Liam Williams card. That should be a good fight. So, shout out to SOG, man. Fred, at the end of the day, man. A lot of people got on the ban list because of that day. A lot of people got blacklisted. That was their credentials revoked before they even made it big. And a lot of people who got affiliated with that bull crap got revoked regardless if you was there or not there. If you was affiliated with Fred. So it is what it is. So apologies to Andre Ward. great fighter, great man, great husband, great father, you know, great mentor, so all that stuff. So, okay, where am I going with this? So yeah, like Andre Ward said, he said that I've seen Crawford put 10 to 15,000 in multiple arenas, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Crawford has packed in people's seats in New York City. He been in Madison Square Garden. He didn't pack that out with Velasquez, or he didn't did better than Lomachenko. Lomachenko get all this great promotion, but he still be fighting in a small room and not filling up with Richard Comey, who was basically an adopted New Yorker. All right, he done filled out in Lincoln, Omaha, Vegas, multiple times in Vegas. You know, so he fought pretty much all over and packed it out, and did better numbers than 90% of the PBC roster. And the PBC rosters that's done solid gate numbers, they all got an opportunity to fight an upper echelon welterweight. So he packed out regardless. When Keith Thurman fought at the crib, who he fought? Collazo, I think it was. Nobody came to that fight. So like I said before, it's gonna be very interesting. My video I did yesterday to see the numbers for Keith Thurman, to see if he can pack it up with an all Latino card in Mexico, in Vegas.
4, 8, 2.
My bad. It's gonna be interesting. And yeah, basically Vegas was Mexico, wasn't it? But basically, in Vegas, in a high Hispanic city or area, it's gonna be interesting to see, my bet on that call, if he'll be able to pack it out. You know, if he don't do the numbers that Crawford did, don't nobody even like Keith Thurman in Florida. They don't even know who he is in Florida. So for him to say people don't know Bud outside of Omaha, that's a lie. Routinely, he's done better numbers at the gate than Keith Thurman. That's a fact. He's done better numbers than every PBC fighter. Probably not named Errol Spence as far as packing stadiums. Well, because Jerry Jones bought his tickets. Remember Jerry said that? And then PBC be giving away tickets, bro. That's a fact. So you don't know what the PBC gate looked like, but him and Danny did a good gate. But he did niggas at home, outside of home, what do Earl sell at? The Barclays Centers, he did 15,000 with Lamont Peterson. Fine. We know how many tickets that was comped. We didn't hear nothing about the gate breaking no records or doing solid numbers. So we know a whole bunch of tickets was comped that night. Crawford and Park packed out New York City. He done Vegas. I don't even think Errol has done Vegas yet, has he? He done numbers with Vegas with subpar competition, according to y'all. He does numbers. He had the best viewership on ESPN. I'm pretty sure he had the best viewership on ESPN Plus. He does numbers. So that line, if he don't do good numbers, then none of them do good numbers. Don't nobody even know Keith Thurman in Central, North, or South Florida. Nobody knows Keith Thurman in either one of those. Coach Malachi say nobody's talking about that fight. They talking about Tank more than him, and Tank ain't even got no fight coming up. So nobody's talking about Keith Thurman, Keith sometime Thurman, Keith inactive Thurman. So him to go out there and like, people know you, people don't know you. And you got an opportunity to build your portfolio on free TV before, and still don't got 5 fans to show for it in your neighborhood. Still ain't got 5 fans to show for it. Think about that for a minute. He still ain't got 5 fans to show for it. People in his own neighborhood don't know Keith Thurman. In his own neighborhood, they don't know Keith. In his own home state, they don't know Keith. So for him to go out there and say, oh, Crawford, people don't know Crawford, Crawford this, Crawford that. Man, bro, you ain't know, man. You had a free TV platform. You was signed with a major promoter way before Terence Crawford was signed with a big promoter, and you still don't have no fans. So saying he need to get his numbers up, he losing money. Hold on. Al Heyman losing money on all y'all. On all y'all, Al Heyman losing money. And everybody know Al Heyman losing money on all y'all. So he just don't speak about nothing. He just don't speak about nothing. He take his mom on church on Sunday according to Leon Muhammad, and he don't speak on nothing. So, I mean, come on, Al Heyman been losing money. Bob Arum losing money on Terence Crawford. Okay, that's probably a lie. Like he said, he lost money on Wilder Fury 2. Probably a lie. If you lost money on selling almost 1 million pay-per-view buys at $80 a pop, I don't know what to say, but he went on to say he tried to order the ESPN Plus thing. He couldn't even order it. He said he was gonna sit and watch Netflix until somebody else did it for him. So he also said he had issues buying ESPN Plus pay-per-view, and he admitted that's a direct cause and effect to the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting to see what pay-per-view he do when you can sell it on DirecTV, Dish Network, Xfinity, Spectrum, and all that other crap. It's interesting. It's gonna be interesting the money that they can do when he got an open platform for pay-per-view, and I guarantee you his numbers gonna look like crap. And they gonna probably lie about it. His numbers, if Tank only sold 65 with Floyd Mayweather behind, what he gonna sell 65 with the Tank leftovers? They might as well went right into Tank and Keith Thurman, but I know Tank hurt his hand. Oh, my hand, into my small hand. So shake my small hand. But I mean, like I said before, he talking all this jibber jabber. Your numbers about to be crap. You know what I'm saying? All this bull crap. You know what I'm saying? He talking about Terence ain't did this, and Terence a bigger name than Keith Thurman. And Terence ain't never got an opportunity to fight on regular TV. And he's still crapping on you. Have you ever fought? Have Keith Thurman ever had an atmosphere that Bud had versus Yordenis Gamboa? Has he even had that type of atmosphere in his fights? No. Maybe when him and Sean Porter fought. I still don't think that atmosphere was as good as the Gamboa fight. That shit was lit. He damn sure ain't never had that at home. He never had that at the crib. So let's establish that shit right now. He never had that at the crib. Maybe with him and Sean Porter, but it wasn't as lit as the Gamboa fight was lit. He never been even him and Errol fight, it might not be as lit as that unless they fight in Dallas. People don't talk about that night. That shit was electric. Even when Errol fought Sean, they didn't have that feeling to it. Even when he knocked out Ngannou, none of these fighters on PBC at welterweight ever had that feeling. Maybe Danny versus Matisse, but he didn't do nothing after that. That might have had a little feeling on that was the undercard on Canelo Mayweather. But none of them dudes had that electricity. Even when Errol knocked out Ocampo, his people was asked for their money back. The Mikey Garcia fight was born. Crawford delivers. Sign up for KOs. Keith one-time Thurman. Crawford should be Terence one-time Crawford. Because he out there still knocking people out at the top level. So going around talking about nobody know his numbers are better than y'all. And he had he was working against his promoter. He was working against his platform. And he started off with a smaller promoter. So he shouldn't even be in the same vein as y'all as far as numbers. And he a bigger name than Thurman. He is. He a bigger name than Danny. He a bigger name than all of them. Y'all want to say Errol a bigger name? Errol got the cannon bought off a Mexican. When Errol came out the amateurs, for getting whooped on in the amateurs, he had a deal with Al Heyman. Terence Crawford didn't have that. He bigger than Gary Russell. Bigger than Tank. No Floyd Mayweather cosign. No cosign at all. Only people that can cosign him is Bernie, Bo Mac, Red Saul. That's about it. So talking about who do the better numbers, get out of here. So then Keith Thurman went on to talk about the gloves. He said basically Barrios want 10 ounces, he want 8. He said it's a rule in California and in Las Vegas or Nevada that if you can't decide on 8 or 10 ounce gloves, they going with 10 ounces. So Barrios about to lose. I pick Barrios to lose in 7. This shit might be over in 5. Barrios do not have no confidence. Like when this trader said they was gonna bust Tank head to the white meat, he looking like he looking in there like he don't even know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? He in there looking like he don't have no confidence. He's very timid. You know what I'm saying? His personality, these press conferences, his temperament, these press conferences, his temperament, he's a very temperamental fighter. I think this fight gonna be over in a quarter now. But I say I keep my 7 because Keith Thurman, oh man, this fight not gonna last long. Barrios moving up and he wants 10 ounce gloves. 8 ounce gloves is the welterweight. What makes welterweight a premium, the premier lower class division historically? Because they're the heavyweights of the smaller weight class. It's the last weight class, 147 pounds, where you can win 8 ounce gloves. And Barrios is not sure about moving up and saying he needs 10 ounce gloves. Keith Thurman called him a tune-up, but just said he didn't want to use the word tune-up. This is a showcase tune-up for $80. Yes, I'm around up. And Barrios scared to put on 10 ounce gloves. He's scared to put 10 ounces on. Crazy. Barrios don't want to put 10 ounce gloves on. He want, 8 ounce gloves. He want 10. So there we go. Right then and there, Barrios don't have no confidence that he can take a punch. All that talking about he very confident. These articles about he ain't confident. Put 8 ounce gloves on. But the rule states if you can't agree to wear 8 or 10, if you don't agree on 8, y'all gotta wear 10 at least. So there you go. Barrios about to get stopped. He know it. He a tune up. They probably promised him to make him a good tuna, a good ring. A good stepping stone, a good journeyman. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make him a good journeyman. They're gonna make him the highest paid journeyman in boxing history, and that's what they promised him. I'm telling y'all. Like I said, you take the tank fight, we're gonna put you on another pay-per-view, get you some money, blah, blah, blah. He's like, okay. And that's what they doing to him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna take all this good money he about to make. Hopefully he gonna, take it and invest it. But then he went in about Keith and Ugas, and he was saying, do you want Ugas to win more than Errol? Because Errol said that Errol said that he ain't gonna fight you. Then he said, no, I ain't really concerned. He said, yeah, that kind of bothered me. Whoop. So he went and talking about that fight and how he the biggest fight out there for any of the title holders. Obviously Errol and Terence is the biggest fight, but it is what it is. He said he want that fight. He went in on the WBC. He said he's still the champion because he didn't get stripped his WBC, relinquished it, and he didn't lose his WBC title in the ring. So it still make him a champion, even though he lost to Pacquiao. Pacquiao didn't beat him for the WBC because he was stripped of the WBC. And then he said, Mario Barrios basically was a better tune-up. He tried to catch his word, but he was saying he's a better tune-up because he's a better tune-up compared to Josito Lopez. He said Josito Lopez didn't help him. It wasn't a good tune-up fight to get ready for Manny Pacquiao. That's exactly what he said. I'm paraphrasing a little, but that's what he said. He said it's a better tune-up to get ready for like Errol or Ugas or Terence, whatever the hell he was saying. He said this is a better tune-up. He said that shit. So he basically said, I don't want to call this a tune-up. So he telling y'all it's a tune-up on pay-per-view. Crazy. He telling y'all this a tune-up. He telling y'all it's a tune-up. That's what he telling y'all. He called Barrios a tune-up, a can of tune-up fish. But he said, when Al wrapped the contract, Errol probably gonna take it. That's probably what he said. He said, man, Errol ain't never seen no contract, and when he wrapped the contract, we'll see what Errol Spence had to say. Basically, what he said, Al make you do. If Al actually do it, you got to do it. Or Al gonna make him fight. So it's cool. But basically, he said, the WBC. So he reacted to the WBC saying it's not a title eliminator, and he says that he said he don't care what the WBC think. Dang, he's still a champ. He's still a champion. He never lost his belt in the ring. He wasn't stripped. He gave the belt up. All types of crap. He was saying, he started yelling and screaming about the belt, saying he's still a champion. He trying to sell the fight. The reporter's gonna ask about Crawford Ugas. If he could just say, he tell the reporter, I ain't asking no Crawford or Spence questions. Cool. He wouldn't be getting this video from me. But he still claimed he a champion. We are the champions, my friend. Boom, boom. And we keep on fighting to the end. So you ain't no champion, nigga. Like, bro. He's, but like I said before, he had a whole lot to say. He ain't ranked in the top 35. He looked 40 last week. Him and Barrios is not ranked in the top 40 or 35 or, whatever it was. I think it was top 40 of the WBC rankings. The February rankings ain't coming out, or January, he not ranked. So how you in the title eliminator or any type of eliminator and you not even in the top 40 ranking system on y'all website? So that just make you think. Just make you think. He using Crawford in the name, but he using Crawford to sell his fight. Come on. Crawford ain't a big enough name, but he got more fans than you. Nobody knew him outside. Nobody even know you in Florida. They don't know what you. They probably think you a plumber. They probably think you a nomad, crap like that. What you call it? They probably think you what's some damn things they call them back in the day? A hippie. They probably think you a hippie. Hippie part of LGBTQ plus community. That's what they think about you. They said they think you a hippie that's part of LGBTQ plus community. That's what they think about you. So I said before, they do all this talking about who a star, who not a star. None of these dudes' numbers are star status. They ain't even Pro Bowl status, All-Star. They walk at the All-Star weekend, they would put them on the camera. Anthony Joshua was at a Warriors game a few years ago. They put him on camera. If Errol Spence is at a Dallas Cowboy Mavericks game, for real, nobody know what the hell that is when he on camera. They don't even know he a boxer because he started doing this with all boxers do. That's the only reason they know he a boxer. That's the only reason they know he a boxer. Oh, who is this? And they give him like 1 second of airtime. Derrick James sitting there like, they don't know who the hell these dudes is, bro. They don't even, like I said, they ain't even have used car commercials. They have no brand deals. They don't even have huge car commercials. Marvin Haggard wasn't seen as a star at all. I think he was on White Guard commercials, man. These dudes ain't even on Everlast. Don't even sponsor these cats no more. You go to Macy's, you still see Andre Ward in the Everlast section. You won't see Errol Spence in Everlast. You don't see him in TV. Teofimo Lopez a bigger star than most of these dudes. At least he gonna be in Creed. Teofimo Lopez got several brand deals. He was just talking about it. He said, I'm gonna speak to Nike into existence. He started naming off his brand deals on social media the other day. None of them dudes we talking about got brand deals that I'm aware of. They got their own merchandise, but they ain't got a deal with Nike, Reebok, Gatorade, Haterade, Powerade, Body Armor, because they not worth it, bro, because nobody know the hell y'all is. Y'all arguing about who stars, who not, who hot, who not, all that. It don't even matter. Y'all all bums. To the commercial-free world. Triple G was in the Apple commercial before all y'all. And it ended quick, because nobody said, who's this guy? Hey, Max, I'm in the Apple commercial. Check me out. I know he is, but it is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button, the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase chance of notifications. Check me out on Spotify, Goodfella TV Podcast. You want to know what I think about the Brian Flores lawsuit? I just dropped that explicit podcast yesterday. Also, the live stream for last night is on there. It's already there. Spotify, Goodfella TV Podcast, and you can listen to it on Anchor. Anchor Goodfella TV Podcast as well too. Want to financially support the channel? Cash App, $CJ Good313, Venmo, CJ Good313, PayPal in the description. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You have a business question, progress, sponsor, video request. Want to chop it up? Other than that, appreciate the love and support. Best way to donate again. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button, the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase chance of notifications. Peace.